I'm David Consolazio, and today the topic is college sports. Why doesn't everybody go ahead and introduce themselves?
Hi, I'm Sarah Lane Smith, and I'm a theater major, and I'm a freshman.
I'm Mark Sanchez. I'm a student athlete here, play football, and I'm a freshman.
I'm Laura Davis. I'm a broadcast journalism major, and I'm a sophomore.
What's up, ladies? I'm Nick. I'm wearing a bow tie today, so don't be surprised if you ruin those panties. They're flat, whatever they were promised with their scholarship.
Well, since everyone said not paid, I'm just gonna say that
Thanks.
I just think to just point out the other side. I think it's a good debate because, like, yes, I think they should be playing for the love of the game, but also they do bring in lots and lots of revenue for the school, and like. In my Com 310 class last semester, we had Pedro Papadakis in, and
Petros Papadakis?
Whatever. He used to play for USC, and he was saying that one time he was so poor, he was like just barely getting up the money to order this pizza, and he got his like pizza box or something, and he was like on an ad for the pizza box, but he was like almost too poor to afford this pizza. So I think it's a debate with two good sides, but I think
what? Anyway,
poor.
Anyway, I'm sure that was going somewhere.
Yeah, I'm poor too. I still have to pay all the money to come here.
Yeah, but you're not on an ad.
I think it depends.
Someday.
I think it depends what college you go. Yeah, 1-800-LV girls. I think it depends. I think it depends what college you go to, because I mean, at our school, people pay big money to come see these football games. But you have to think there's smaller schools where it's like the football players,
Can't bring in enough money.
Are nothing. They don't bring in anything. You know, athletes. Being an athlete's more of a chore.
Yeah.
I think, the counter argument, I guess, I'm not pro steroids or anything like that, but I think the way sports go, it's not just this one moment in time. I mean, sports are kind of like forever, you see. So Hank Aaron's record, Barry Bonds being able to break that this year with performance enhancers, it just kind of puts a damper on the game. Like, how do you even things up? But then there's the counter argument, like I was saying, well, Babe Ruth didn't have, pitching like that. Hank Aaron didn't have pitching like they have today. And they also didn't have, weightlifting regimens like players do today, training regimens. Are those performance enhancers? Are those considered like steroids? They don't eat like they do, 30, 40 years ago. They have like vitamins that they're taking. Is that considered a performance enhancer? So I like I said before the segment here, I wrote a paper on it, and it was tough to think about because it really pulled me both ways. I don't really know what to decide, but I think it should be an even playing field, either an all or nothing type.
Yeah, it's funny looking at records; they're the same, like number-wise, but arrow-wise,
exactly.
It's so hard to compare.
Well, then again, that kind of sounds like you're that could be comparing like marijuana to incense. I mean, there's some things that are definitely like chemical changing on an unfair basis, and then there's like putting yourself on a 4,000 calorie diet and doing a weight training program and doing it with all natural things that could have been available to those guys back then, but now we have this scientific advancements to know that, okay, this is healthy and this is something that's available to us. It's like
the human growth hormone is natural.
I don't know if you should have taken that either.
I'm just saying.
I don't know.
Penis enlarging pills. Babe Ruth didn't have those.
They're not relevant, but I mean, he didn't have those.
Is that the kind of sports you're in?
Hey, that's old hat to me, baby.
Okay.
In Major League Baseball, there were a lot of players that refused to admit that they'd taken steroids, even though in some cases it was definitely obvious. Do you think that there is an embarrassment to admitting that you've taken performance-enhancing drugs?
I was just going to say they're probably embarrassed. I mean, it kind of, like I said, it dampers the game. It tarnishes it because it's like cheating. It's like letting people know that I did something wrong and still did well, but nobody knew. So it's just it's tough.
Well, as far as embarrassment goes, I'll admit I have anal herpes, but so admitting you use steroids should just be bacon and eggs to these guys. It's like, hey,
that doesn't. Okay, what? That
But
not
still,
everyone
still,
knows you. Not okay.
If you look at Mark McGuire, if you look at people like Mark McGuire, who had nothing to say, he is guilty in the court of public opinion. Although he was never found, guilty by any congressional hearing, everybody who watched those congressional hearings said, hey, that guy's workout was just a needle in a bottle.
No, being an athlete, I support all athletes, of course,
right.
Men's and women's equally. And obviously we're going to get a few more fans at a football game than we are at, a women's lacrosse game or something like that. But, I know they're working just as hard at anything to make them equal to us as fine by me.
That the one argument for Title IX could be that this helps prepare women for like professional sports, such as like the Women's National Basketball Association, soccer. Do you think that's a fair argument, though, considering that there are a lot more
Can you name any more than
professionals?
2? I like women and I like sports, but I don't like women's sports. Is I think what it comes down to.
You're just trying to be obnoxious, I think. I think you're just saying that just to be funny
I think you're just
and
jealous
cool.
because you're a woman and I'm a man.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
Wow.
no more.
Wow. No, I much prefer
Wow.
being a woman. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, do you think that the problem of steroids will ever affect women's
I
sport?
think it depends if they want to place their value attractiveness over competitiveness.
Okay.
Well, if you're taking testosterone, Laura, you're going to start to look like a man.
On that note, we're going to end tonight's show.